Welcome to another Escape Route stream. Welcome to part 1 of Dracamar. I'm super excited to check this out. This is a game from P-Tunes and 3Cat. This is P-Tunes Studios' first ever, as far as I'm aware, fully independent thing, not based on an existing license. The music that I was playing on the intro here was from a Monster High game. Not one that they worked on, but they did work on a Monster High game previously, Peppa Pig and a bunch of other things. Finally getting to do their own thing, and it's super exciting. It's a 3D platformer. I am overjoyed to be able to bring it to you today. We played the demo of it last year in sort of, I think it was about June time during the Steam Next Fest, and I was thoroughly impressed by what I saw. And basically, not too long ago, the game was supposed to come out last month. As soon as the announcement of the initial release date was made available, I popped them an email and said, you know, super excited for the game, congratulations, and ultimately we got talking, and eventually an opportunity was presented to me, which I am happy to share and bring with you. So, just going through the options, what's super fun is this game is based on various sort of like Catalan sort of folklore and art design and style. So the game is localized into Catalan, which is really cool that they went to that effort. All the options should be fine. Let me just check the custom graphics quality. I think I upped the internal, the rendering scale to 1.5. I'd do rendering scale 2 if I had the option to do it. Everything is basically on max. So let's jump right into this. Think mid-2000s, PlayStation 2, GameCube, 3D platformer, and you've basically got an idea of what to expect. Welcome, Vlad. Welcome, Johnny.
Welcome to Dracamar, a land with an ancient culture, dragons, magic mountains, and lots of bread with tomato.
Oh, heck yeah.
Perhaps the most special thing in this world is the Karoki flower, the source of energy that connects everything.
Kind of like the world tree, but a flower.
The people of Dracamar have always lived in peace and harmony. But since the sunken island of Draclantis has emerged, things have become much more complicated.
Everything was fine until the Fire Nation attacked.
Has captured Karoki to absorb her energy and create the dreaded Moki Balls. And with them, he is transformed.
Moki Ball does sound a lot like Pokeball. Gotta be careful Nintendo doesn't come knocking. Your Moki Balls are too similar to something else.
Evil King cried.
So we've got 3 playable characters to pick from. There's I'm probably gonna get these names pronounced wrong, but Kalyu, Fok, and Esperna. So Kalyu was the character that was playable in the demo, and I have based Aiko's cosplay thumbnail for these streams on Kalyu. So we'll start with Kalyu. Reminds me to consider the new Pokemon game as a possible purchase. Oh, Winds and Waves. Pokemon Wawa. Pokemon Weewa. Ah, yes, I remember the map screen. There's bits of this I'm gonna remember from playing the Next Fest demo, and there's probably a whole bunch of stuff I'll have forgotten because I've been to sleep since then. So this is going to be an attempted 100% collectibles playthrough. So I'm going to try to find as much as I can on first pass through these levels, but much like when I streamed Back Eru, I'm going to go back and get the things that I missed. Like replaying levels. It does have a nice autumnal vibe, doesn't it? With the orange and brown. It's a little bit different than your sort of generic blue skies forever kind of first level in 3D platformers, where it's like green grass and blue skies. It's a little bit different. It says LB, but I think that just resets the camera. Yeah. So we've got a basic sort of attack move, kind of like Mario's spin from Mario Galaxy. Similar to Mario Galaxy, you've got a feature whereby objects disappear when they get in the view of the camera.
Hello? Is anyone there? King Crad has captured Kuroki.
So you've got the standard platforming archetype, the double jump.
To reach the village.
So I got into a chat with some of the folks working on this game, because I've played a Monster High game from this studio previously. Monster High Skulltimate School Secrets, or words to that effect, I believe. And I was curious how much of that, in terms of like DNA, is in this game, and literally nothing. This is purely from scratch. They didn't reuse anything from their previous games. This title is a pure labor of love, and a brand new creation, and they basically started from scratch for it. Free Eco. There goes Eco. Oh, thanks, Eco. There's something down here. Yeah. Up we come. Little ledge mechanic, where you automatically grab the ledge. Aww. There were murmurings of potentially a cartoon or even figurines and toys for Dracamar if it takes off. And I really hope it does, because there just isn't really anything quite like this, apart from like your Hat in Times and stuff like that. It's not really that many standard 3D platformers releasing this year, so don't worry, I'm not going to spend the whole time I'm playing this gushing over it. It is a publisher opportunity. I do have to be not biased, but honest. And I am honest. This is absolutely the kind of thing I've been waiting for.
Hello, my name is Kaliu.
Kaliu.
How can I help?
Hello. My name is Petra. I am the master builder of Dracamar. You're just in time, but you have to hurry. King Crad has absorbed the energy of Kuroki and converted it into negative energy, transforming the Okis into Mokis and destroying all the connections between the islands.
Understood. I'll take care of it. How will we move from one place to another without bridges?
Don't worry. I'm building a device to recover Kuroki's energy and rebuild the bridges again. But wait a minute. Iko, where have you been? I see. He has decided to join you. Iko is a very special Oki who often works with us. You can carry him inside your glove and ask him for help whenever you need.
I can carry him inside my glove.
And now, hurry up. Follow the path to the tunnel and cross the mountain. We have to stop this madness.
Yes, but first, potential collectibles.
It makes me sad to see Kuroki's power falling into those lizards' hands. I hope we can rescue her soon. Together we will make it. I'm not sure. I feel Kuroki becoming weaker and distant. We have to hurry.
Where are my collectibles?
Have you found any Okies?
Yes, some of them.
I found some of them locked in cages, but I released them.
With the Okies and Kuroki's energy, we will rebuild everything. You'll see.
I suppose I'm gonna have to move on to find some collectibles. Let's go. Oh, checkpoint. Aw, cute. Wardrobe? Unlockable costumes and hats? Oh! Hello, welcome, old one. This is Dracamar. The publisher, P-Toon Studio, has been very kind in providing me a key for this in exchange for coverage. This has been on my radar since I played the demo for it last year. It's sort of like June-ish time. Just saw eFootball doing a collab with Naruto. eFootball is the Konami one, right? The one that used to be Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh no! King Pride has blocked the tunnel. You will have to find another way.
Well, you know what? After WWE crossing over with King of Fighters, to be honest with you, anything is possible now. Anything is possible. And Gintama crossing over with King of Fighters, you know. At this point, I can believe or accept anything. Crossovers in recent years have gotten silly. We've kind of gotten used to just having weird things crossing over with each other. Mokies! So one thing I pointed out playing the demo of this is that you can't kill anything, you can only, like, turn them back into happy Mokies and collect their negative energy. And I got a comment back from one of the folks working on this game when I emailed them, which was quite funny. They said that that they're working on a game now that's a side-scrolling, like, sci-fi horror game set on a spaceship with blood, gore, and swear words because they've gone stir-crazy working on cute, cuddly games where you can't kill anything.
Remember to collect the negative energy in the form of Moki Balls.
Oh.
When we transform them into Kuroki energy, they will help us rebuild the bridges.
And I could totally get it. If you've been working on Peppa Pig and Monster High, you're gonna snap eventually. Oh, hello.
These damn dragons have stolen my pot.
Are you sure? Why would they need a pot?
have to eat at some point, right? The tastiest
Have you thought about
chestnuts in
streaming the KO the
Dracamar
Kangaroo
are
games in
prepared
future?
in my pot.
I'm tempted to try the new one, the one from like 2023. I'm up for that. KO the Kangaroo 2, I have played a couple of hours of on stream. KO the Kangaroo 3 is rough. KO the Kangaroo 1, completely unplayable for me. Too old-fashioned, too archaic. But I have attempted that on stream as well. I think if I was going to check out a KO game, I'd probably stream number 2 again. And actually do a full playthrough. Or I would try the one from sort of 2023. KO the Kangaroo 3 is fine. I think one of the things that really kicks it in the shins for me as a potential replay is how long that first, like, flying mission is, for then literally never flying a plane ever again for several hours. Like, you must learn how to fly this plane on this incredibly long tutorial level, and now you won't fly a plane again for like 2 hours of gameplay. The short of it is, I'd be willing to give the 2023 one a go. I think that was released for free on maybe Epic Games Store or something like that not too long ago. So that KO the Kangaroo for PSP is based on KO the Kangaroo 2. KO Challenges. I'd maybe consider a playthrough of Challenges, but the KO the Kangaroo that released on Steam, the KO the Kangaroo 2 remaster, is, you know, full screen resolutions, proper controller support. You know, it's probably the better way to play it. Hi, Jacob. Addicted to vampire crawlers. Me too. Me too. I have played a lot of vampire crawlers over the past couple of days. Perhaps a shameful amount of vampire crawlers. But you know, I've just unlocked the third bridge. I've done Gallo Tower and defeated Gallo. That was tricky. But the combination that worked for me, because I had unlocked the ability to have 2 crawlers, the combo that worked for me was Poe and the one that heals you, the old lady. Because then it was a combination of quantity up on weapons and healing every time she's summoned. Then I had the Arcana that activates your crawler ability every turn. And that meant that I was constantly getting heals, and I was ending each level with like I was ending each like battle with like 30 or 40 heart heal. So that's the combination I found works for me. Buying Invincible Versus? Probably not for me. I probably won't be getting that. Pre-ordering 007, I'm thinking about it. But I also figure that even if I get 007, I probably won't even play it until our traditional December Bond age month. So it makes sense for me to pick it up closer to Christmas, because chances are, if it flops the way I feel like it might, then there's a much greater chance of being able to pick it up for cheaper after release. Like, the way they're trying to guarantee sales now is if you buy it now, you get the season pass for free or whatever. The same thing that Assassin's Creed Origins tried, right? Is it Origins? Not Origins. Shadows tried, right? And it didn't really work out for sales for Shadows. And I think the same thing is going to be the case for Bond. I don't think Bond is gonna sell quite as well as they think, even with that pre-order incentive. Started Vampire Crawlers today and already have 43. Well, yeah, the unlocks come fast to begin with, but they slow down. As the game gets harder, the unlocks do slow down. It's time to use Eco Power. Yeah, Black Flag looks good, and the rumors now are that they're also working on an Assassin's Creed 1 remake, which, I don't know, you would have to change a lot to make Assassin's Creed 1 palatable today, because it is like the beta for the finished product that is Assassin's Creed 2. I'd probably check out an Assassin's Creed 1 remake, but it strikes me as the kind of game that if you were going to remake it, you would have to redo it from the ground up and rethink like a lot of it to make it more fun. Collectible over here. I hear that the modern day gameplay elements in Black Flag are updated, which is huge if true. Another slide. Whee! Nice big levels in this. Some of the areas in the Monster High game that P-Toons worked on, some of the areas were quite big, but none of them were like this big. There's definitely some sort of like environment streaming tech going on for these nice long levels. What's this? I got a plant! Oh, hold on. I didn't get all the stars. Woohoo! That was cool. I'm sure it will get harder to find everything as the game goes on, but so far I feel like I'm doing a good job finding everything. Playa Cami di Ronda. Well, if the checkpoint is that way, maybe the secret is this way. Or not. Netflix live-action Scooby-Doo. I heard something about that. Oh. 2 hits. Aha! Starting to feel like I've gone the mandatory way. Might want to go back and double check. Yeah, that's a checkpoint there. Ooh. checkpoint here as well. Let's go back the other way. Do you think we will get an Assassin's Creed the Ezio Collection resynced? If they run out of ideas, maybe. I mean, there's no need for it. I mean, there's no need for Assassin's Creed Black Flag resync. That's just them playing safe because it's the most popular Assassin's Creed game. Well, naturally, Ubisoft are going to be in disaster recovery mode, right? Of course they are. They're in a bad place financially. Of course, they're going to work on the projects that are guaranteed to make money fast. And the projects that are guaranteed to make money fast are remakes of their most popular Assassin's Creed games. So, Black Flag, and then, for whatever reason, Assassin's Creed 1, even though... Don't get me started on that. The director for the Far Cry movie or TV show that's like, yeah, people skip cutscenes. That just sounds like a self-report to me. You know? That just sounds like a guy admitting that all he does is skip cutscenes. And that's not something you want to admit. If you're someone that just skips cutscenes, Mr. Far Cry television show director guy, you might want to consider, like, getting out of the video game television show / movie industry. You poser. What is it with studios getting people who don't like video games to direct video game television shows and movies? Like, I can understand it to a certain extent if you want to make it something that perhaps the public at large would want to watch, because you want to make it appeal to as many people as possible, right? I kind of get that. But for every Fallout TV show, right, there's one that's not good. There's 2 that's not good. There's 3 that's not good. And even then, with the Fallout show, you had people working on it that basically completely disregarded the canon. Far Cry 3 seems like it would be the easiest Far Cry to adapt to a film. Structure. A bunch of rich kids go to a tropical island and muck around, and then they get captured by the terrorist leader, who's like, you all terrible, coming here and partying and drinking alcohol. I'm gonna make you all kill each other. Like, literally, you've got a game with cutscenes that are, like, well documented. You've even got songs you can use verbatim, like licensed songs. Like, you have the weed burning section with Burn Dem, you know. There's tons of, like, music in that game that could be used. You could literally just adapt the game scenes 1-1. I need to be running. There's not a life counter, is there? We're good. Far Cry 5 was the last good Ubisoft game. Naruto Rise of a Ninja was the last good Ubisoft game. I'm usually good at platformers. I should try using the spin jump for distance. You call that good? What, Naruto Rise of a Ninja? Oh, Shadows. I have said I will play Shadows when it is cheap and or given away for free. And I will stay true to my word. When Shadows is at a respectable price, I will get it. The problem is, in the UK, we don't tend to reduce games here. It really rarely happens. You like Bandai's Naruto better? Well, yeah, that's like saying I love Tony's Chocolonely over modern day Cadbury Dairy Milk. It's like, yeah, one is like good quality chocolate actually made from chocolate. The other one is palm oil and sugar. Ubisoft's Naruto sucked. You what? Ubisoft's Naruto is great. Each to their own, each to their own. I'll play Shadows when it's cheap, and I'm sure I will enjoy it. But before then, I have plenty more Ubisoft that I can dig my teeth into that I haven't gotten around to yet. Like, I've got Watch Dogs Legion. I've got all the Far Cries. I've got plenty of stuff I can catch up to. At some point, I would like to do a full playthrough of Rabbids Go Home on stream. Possibly even Red Steel 2 on hardware. Although it might be better on an emulator at 1920, 1080, 60 frames per second with texture smoothing, filtering. They killed themselves. Silly, silly things. Right, yeah, it's weird, sure. I wouldn't say like it's bad. It's weird, and that's what makes it interesting. The memo clip like health recovery system, the weird 30 frames per second overworld and then 60 frames per second battles. It's such a weird game, Rise of a Ninja. And then you've got the entire, like, does the town like you or not mechanic, which is really cool. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Which one is that? I need, speaking of Lost Crowns. There we go. "2D Metroidvania with Jordan Mechner." Oh, that's right. That's the Oh no, I was about to say that's Rogue Prince of Persia. That's something else. Lost Crown. Yubby, I got very excited today. Because after about 10 years, we might get Injustice 3. Ooh. Oh, nothing back here? Alright. Injustice 3. That reminds me, I need to go back and finish Injustice 1. Oh, that's right. This is tap on the analog stick. Oh, that dynamic soundtrack is so good. Where different instruments come in. The first game that I ever, like, noticed that in was Banjo-Kazooie. The way, like, music would change depending on the area you were in. And then I went back and realized that Mario 64 did it, and I never noticed. Well, that's one of those fates aligning thing, Vlad, you know? Did I get all 9? Oh, no. I'm gonna have to go back later and get the ones I'm missing. That's shameful. Banjo on Evercade. So I assume that's like Kazooie and Tooie, right? You're telling me there's no, like, Grunty's Revenge? I will never understand the Evercade. Try as hard as I might, I will never understand it. It's like a gaming system for collectors. I'll never get it. I'll never understand. Reminds me of that one lady from those TikToks. I did not understand. I don't understand. This pineapple. I went looking for that clip the other day and couldn't find it.
Loki's. What a disaster. Be careful.
Welcome, Renma Gamer. Hi. Hi. How goes it? It's the vibes of using game cards. Right. Bought a handheld because it uses cards. That's fine. Like, I'm not, like, belittling that. It's just, like, that wouldn't be a reason for me to own an Evercade. Like, maybe things that you could only exclusively get on the Evercade, maybe, might be the kind of thing that would convince me to get one. Like, if, yeah, I'm, like I said, I'm not belittling that. I'm trying to understand why people like them, and I suppose that is one reason, why people like them. Tried Yuka Replayly? No. I was refused a key for Yuka Replayly by Team 17. They refused me a key. And that's... Look, nobody owes me anything, right? I'm fully aware of that. But the original ukulele and the Impossible Lair have been given away for free countless times in the past. Ukulele was released incomplete and remained incomplete. And then they felt the need to remake a game that they never even finished in the first place. A game that never, like, finished development in the first place. It kind of rubbed me funny, and then Team 17, of course, they don't give me keys, no matter how many times I request. Which, you know, is fine. They don't have to. I'll take you back to a time when I did some playtesting for Team 17. They were developing Worms Rumble. And a bunch of us, we had access to Worms Rumble for like 2 or 3 weeks before the game's release. We did online playtesting. We provided like countless hours of like testing and support for the game. We pitched things and ideas which they ended up implementing. And then when it came to the end of the beta testing for Worms Rumble, they said, "Great news! Everyone who played the beta has been entered into a draw where one winner will receive a key for the full game." This was an online multiplayer game that they released at something like £25 when it came out. And instead of like having the people who tested the game be there, happy to play with a brand new copy to help seed an online multiplayer community around the game, they instead decided, in their infinite money-grubbing wisdom, now we won't give keys to the people who beta tested the game, which again is their prerogative. They can or can't. But because it's an online multiplayer game that lives and dies with its community, they released the game as a paid online multiplayer game. Nobody bought it. They then ended up having to drop it into Game Pass and PlayStation Plus to try and push sales. They didn't manage, and ever since the game has been in game bundles for essentially pennies. So, and ever since then, I haven't been able to get anything from Team 17, and I wonder if it's because I'm vocal about the way they handled the keys for Worms Rumble. It might be because I'm vocal about that. Because I wanted Worms Rumble to be good, and I wanted it to do well, and, you know. They decided to basically get rid of the online multiplayer community that had already formed around the game. That to me is the funniest thing. Maybe they thought we would all enjoy the game so much from the beta that we would go out and buy a copy. And maybe a few people did. But not enough people. That game ended up failing. Like I said, they didn't owe me anything, but it rubbed me the wrong way that Team 17 were like that with Worms Rumble. I want to get up there. I know I'm not supposed to get up here, so I want to get up here. What's up here? Ooh. Speedrun tech? Non-solid? A bit of an invisible wall there. Okay, I'll stop being a shit. I'll come back to ground. What's up here? Oh, AB. Yeah, I know that. Like, they obviously crunched the numbers and they decided that giving, like, 200 keys away for Worms Rumble was 200 times $20 or whatever that they couldn't miss out on making in terms of sales. I think the Worms IP is definitely in trouble, but it's also one of those evergreen franchises that, given enough time, people that have fond memories of Worms will come back to the franchise and play the next thing that's released. I mean, Team 17 did like recover a lot of that goodwill when they re-released Worms Armageddon, like a couple of years back. What was the Worms game they released last year? If it's good, I might check it out. Across Worlds. Why does that not ring a bell? Oh, Apple Arcade. That'll be why. That'll be why. I have access to Apple Arcade. I could give that a go on a stream one day and see what it's like. I have access to a family member's Apple Arcade. Alright, we opened a gate here. I remember liking the Worms Golf game on, like, Java phones. Back in the day, the J2ME one. I remember enjoying that. I think that was the Gameloft tile. Oh, give me that. I don't know what Worms Golf is. It's golf, but with like a little bit of the Worms like weaponry mechanics and features. Although the one for like old cell phones was practically just golf. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite Worms game, it's either Worms World Party or Worms 3D for me. Not that Worms 3D is particularly good, because I don't think it is. It's just nostalgic. Nostalgic for me. If I was going to play a traditional Worms game, I would probably go for World Party. Just because it has the most weapons, it has the level creator on PC where you can use a colored bitmap. Like a transparent colored bitmap to make an environment. WMD I've not played. Worms 3D I remember getting when it was brand new on PC. Actually buying it as a brand new PC release and playing it on a family computer that wasn't super powerful graphically. That really struggled with it. You know, listening to Junior Senior going, "Oh yeah, shake your coconuts." super nostalgic for that song and for Junior Senior as a band because of that game. Well, I've missed one. Oh, no. These levels are massive, and the collectibles are really well hidden in them. Ah, yeah. Ah! Camera! Can I go the other way down a slide? No. Okay. Kind of reminds me of there being two games called Crash Bandicoot 4. It's like you've got Crash 4, as it was called in Japan, which is actually, is it Wrath of Cortex? And then you've got the actual Crash 4, It's About Time. But a similar thing happened with Super Mario Brothers, right? Super Mario World is called Super Mario Brothers 4 in Japan. Chad and his Mokies have been here and destroyed everything. What a mess. But they're also the new Super Mario Brothers on Wii U was called Super Mario Brothers 4. During development. I think just fourth entries in series are always cursed. That's number 3. Okay. So I'm missing one earlier in the level, which does not surprise me. It's a lot of like interesting culling issues with this game. Like, nothing that takes me out of it, but it is noticeable.
Watch out. That monkey has protections, and your spins won't affect them. Try using the stomp to attack them from above.
Ooh, give me that. That Moki is stuck on the spikes and constantly in its, like, pain animation. Oh, not anymore. He recovered when I stopped looking at him. What a good boy. Oh, you don't have to land on them. You just have to get them with the shockwave. Delved into the world of Kickstarter consoles on YouTube a week ago. It can play Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo games. Is that just like taking the 3 consoles and just mashing them into one unit? What makes them think they're going to get licensing permission from the different console manufacturers to combine their hardware together? Most of what I know about those weird Kickstarter projects comes from, like, watching videos by Slopes Game Room. So he's done a lot of videos covering those sort of, like, Kickstarter consoles. I'm at the point where I don't need another console. What I need is just better support, I think. Better storefronts, better console DRM. Oh, Tommy Tallarico's in television. The Tommy Tallarico video by Slope's Game Room is really good. It's like almost four hours long, if I remember. It makes a perfect evening's viewing as a part 2 after H Bomber Guy's video on Tommy Tallarico. You watch the Roblox Oof video by H Bomber Guy, and then you watch the Slopes Game Room video on Tommy Tallarico. And they make, like, they're perfect bedfellows, those videos. They go hand in hand. What is a PS5 game? A miserable pile of secrets, but enough talk.
Hold on tight. It's time to fly.
Ah! When they said, hold on tight, that was no joke. I was meant to hold LT. Good to know. Whee! Down it comes. Ooh. Oh, right. There's multiple of them to find, and they're gonna lower that. Okay. That's got the other seed on it. Whoop. Mole. Mole. Oh. Huh. These levels are getting even bigger. Oh dear. That was an interesting little hiccup there with the game. It lost focus for like a split second, and then it went back in. That could easily be my PC, because it does have a habit of like unfocusing from the application I'm using. Whoa! Camera did something funky there. Is there like a platform above or something? Yeah, I think there might be like a platform above there, because I've got the camera pointed down. It sort of clipped into it. No, I don't see a platform up there. Weird. I want to see if I can talk to him while I'm floating on top of him. No. Because it looked like for a second I might be able to. You fucker! Billy Bust Up. So that was a publisher opportunity for me. I actually got a copy of Billy's Bust Up on pretty much on release. I wanted to like it. Holy shit! What's that camera doing? I wanted to like Billy's Bust Up. I really tried my best, but mechanically it's weird. And I wanted it to do well, because it's like Pagoda West, right? It's part of the Sonic Mania team. It's like Stealth, Simon Tomley. I wanted it to do well, and then I couldn't really get the feel of its mechanics. I didn't really like the way it felt to play. And it's a shame. Billy's... What am I thinking of then? Not Billy's Bust Up. I'm thinking of Penny's Big Breakaway. I'm thinking of a different game with a similar-ish name. I'm thinking of Penny's Big Breakaway. Billy's Bust Up. Now, why is that name familiar then? Was there some controversy around Billy's Bust Up? Somebody involved with the game being dubious, or someone... I remember maybe there being someone involved with the game project that people didn't like. Whatever reason, like political views or... Just touch the exit, and that's good enough. Bonus game? It's time for bonus game! It's time for bonus game. When Kotamanegi's ready. Oh. Bounds. Bounds round. Ooh, what's this?
King Crad is up to his old tricks on the high seas. Luckily, I've built a vehicle to take him on. I call it the Tatanet. It's the fastest machine I've ever built. But we need Oki shields to make it fly.
So I need to have a certain number of Okis to play this one, maybe. Yeah, 5. I should have 5. Yeah. I think I have exactly 5. Oh! Oh! Star Fox! I've heard that the Impossible Lair is good. That's what I've heard about Ukulele. Don't bother playing number 1. Play Impossible Lair. And now allegedly, Replayly is good. But, you know. I'm skeptical of that. Ooh, boss time. Oh, this is great. Ooh, I unlocked a pattern costume for beating the boss. My reward is clothes. I'll take that. Complete a level with the Tadanet. Achievement unlocked. I want to change my costume. Oh, I have to do that from a checkpoint, don't I, in a level? Good night. Good night turned bad night. It's good night for you. Oh! This is the level that's in the background of my YouTube thumbnail. Need 2 switches. I can imagine. Volcanic soil is supposed to be very good for that. Yeah, from what I remember of trying to play the original ukulele, I would describe it as empty. It's a very empty game. And from what I remember, you basically have to come back to an area a second time, and then there's more stuff in it. Which, you know, felt like padding. The story in the Invincible Fighter is an hour long. Generally, in a lot of fighting games, they don't tend to put a long story mode in, because, you know, they know that the audience they're marketing it towards are the competitive fighting scene. Me, I am a casual fighting game player. I like fighting games with story modes. At some point, I will get around to Street Fighter 6. Because it has a super large story mode, and although it claims to be a Street Fighter game, like, it's not. It's a Final Fight game with Street Fighter gameplay. The story mode is absolutely a sequel to Final Fight. Anything down here? Like a way up? No. Don't fire at me. Oh, Flowey! Pet! Aww! Yeah, I mean, I don't get fighting games. I really don't. Like, in terms of, like, the competitive scene, I've tried. I'd have put something down here, like a spring, for players to get back up. Luckily, you have got distance to do a run, jump, and spin there. Admittedly, only just. I like fighting games, but like the parts of fighting games that I like are the story, the characters, you know. They're the parts of fighting games that I enjoy the most. Is the world building, the lore. Well, if you're looking for a fighting game where it's easy to trigger a fatality, Shadow Assassins is interesting as far as Mortal Kombat clones go. Data East's attempt at making a Mortal Kombat clone has something stupid like 2,000 fatalities. Is that Shaolin Monks? Because I've been meaning to play Shaolin Monks. Shaolin Monks is the one that I'm interested in. I also want to give that that third-person shooter with Jax a go. Shaolin Monks has been on my to-play list for absolutely forever. It's that same era of Midway that brought us PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy. One of the best third-person shooters of all time. One of the MK games... Oh, Shaolin Monks was made using tech from Thrillkill. Is that true? I knew that the tech from Thrillkill was used to make Wu-Tang Bring the Pain. Uh-oh. Weren't expecting people to come to this collectible from this side, were you? Okay, let's see what I can do from here. Oh, that was the Thrillkill guys. Huh. Well, there's a way back up at least. But I'll keep that in mind. Not to do that again. Oh yeah, Digital Eclipse, was it? Or one of those remaster people did Mortal Kombat collection. Thing is, I don't like Mortal Kombat as a franchise enough to play, like, the 2D Mortal Kombat games. But I would be interested in playing some of the weirder ones, like Shaolin Monks. Maybe the Wii version of Armageddon, which I have somewhere, or whatever it's called. Annihilation. A hyperscan collection would be fun. Like a modern day collection with hyperscan games on it. But it would be a nightmare for licensing because so many of them were licenses. I'd love to see a Gamecom collection. I'd love to see Sega do a collection of like all the Sega games that were on Tiger Gamecom as like one release. Engage collection? Yeah, sure, why not? Honestly, the only game on Engage I care about getting a re-release is Ashen. It was a boomer shooter. And I'm curious about it. I've always been curious about it. I've always wanted to play Ashen. Always wanted to know what Ashen was like. And I know there's N-Gage emulators out there, it's just I don't remember them being any good. Yeah, it was called Ashen, A-S-H-E-N, and it was a boomer shooter. It was an N-Gage exclusive, and I've always wanted to play it and see what it's like. Because I've always been curious about it. Hearing that you have heard of it, or you know it, does not surprise me, Vlad. I would honestly be shocked if you hadn't heard of it, because... Huh. Is there a problem with the decal? Yeah. Is that right? Hmm. It plays more games than you idiots have brain cells! It was funny the way that Shane from Rerez, like, got, like, hung up on that particular quote in his Gamecom video. The Elder Scrolls game that it got. So I remember the cell phone version of Oblivion being interesting. There was an Oblivion game for cell phone. I suspect that the Oblivion game for N-Gage was probably quite similar, like a isometric perspective sort of hack and slash. Does that describe what the N-Gage Elder Scrolls was like? If not, then it was a completely different thing entirely. A first-person Elder Scrolls! I have a need. I must play it. That sounds amazing. On the N-Gage. The thing is, that's not necessarily a recipe for, like, bad. N-Gage games can be good. It's a surprisingly capable little handheld. I'd be curious to give it a go and see. Aha! No collision. Oh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I deserve that. Okay, yeah. All right, stuff up here. Ha-ha! Nice. So the, hey Acid, the PSP Elder Scrolls game was definitely interesting. Far from finished, the prototype that was released to the public, but at the same time, remarkably playable, all things considered. It probably would have been good if it had been given the time to be finished. Dragon Diamond. I'll go looking for that in a sec. There were tests at an open world in the game's data files, but also a lot of just like first-person sort of dungeon scenes and town scenes. I suspect that had the game been finished, it would have been a town area and you going to like dungeons from the town. I would have expected. That's what the final release probably would have been like. Not far off what I was picturing based on the prototype that I played. $299. I remember paying a lot less for my N-Gage. I bought mine secondhand a long time after it was cancelled. If I got a new battery for it, I'd probably be able to turn it on. Yeah, I think mine's a QD. Or at very least a newer model than the original. I just need I need a fresh, like, brand new Nokia battery for it. Yeah, it's got the slot for the game cartridge on, like, the top. Yeah. Not the 2.0. The one I have is not the 2.0. The MGS Mobile having camera photo functionalities, you could create your own camo in it, which was super cool. Yeah, N-Gage became sort of like a storefront on other Nokia phones, because I had a Nokia years later that sort of had access to a Nokia to an N-Gage storefront. Of course, nowadays, if you want to play cell phone games, you have to find an emulator, and they're not all decent or fully featured. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm saying that the one I got was the QD and not not the 2.0. And 2.0 was newer than the one I got. And I got it solely for the purpose of piracy, to pirate N-Gage games. And then I could never get pirated N-Gage games to work on it. Maybe someday I'll have another shot at getting pirated N-Gage games to run on it. Want to try the IQ? I've thought about it. Generally, the only people who buy the IQs are the speedrunners because the Chinese text loads faster. Takes less time to print on screen. So for like speedrunners, it's a must. Missing a collectible again. Ba 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 ba.
Perfect. We've reached a farmhouse where we can plant oaky seeds. We need the special oakies that grow from these seeds and the energy from a few Moki balls to rebuild the connections between the islands.
I know, the same people out there making, for whatever reason, like GP32 homebrew, which is fascinating to me. I always wanted a game park growing up. Don't step on my orchard.
Excuse me, sir. Would you help me plant these seeds?
Looks a bit like Beaker from the Muppets. Plant an oaky seed. How about a Nuon collection? A Nuon... That... In my head, I get, like, the Nuon and the Fuse confused. Similar thing to the Fuse console, right? Yeah, there's a Zebo mod for Resident Evil 4 Remake that just makes, like, all the enemies, like, low poly and, like, the bright colors that they are in the Zebo game. Certain DVD players. That's right, because they couldn't sell a game console, they had to sell a DVD player that played a game disc. I remember hearing about that. Who did I hear about that through? Maybe Soldier Boy was selling a rebadged one. And that's why I'm familiar with it.
Run as fast as you can. The water is rising very quickly.
Okay. Rising water level. When the levee breaks, where you gonna stay? They did? Was it like a Fantasy Star? That's kind of cool. I'd definitely be curious about that. That's an evil grandma, but we saw a kind grandma earlier. Wonder if I can hit those back. Yeah, okay, I have to wait for the one that doesn't explode. I'd totally be up for a Zebo collection, but to be honest with you, I just want more I'm pulling a blank on his name. El Chaplin Colorado and El Chavo del Ojo games. Quake Zebo. Ooh. I wonder what the BSPs are like for that. Assuming that it even uses BSPs and not like, and it's not just like a basic like Doom clone. Ah. Take that, Granny. Back to normal, Granny.
I feel dizzy. What a strange sensation. King Crad was inside my head. He made me angry with everyone.
I feel like King Crad might be inside the heads of lots of people I see every day on Twitter.
Thank you so much for... And thank you too, little one. I can see that you're a very special Okie.
Wait. Red Faction was on N-Gage.
Bigger! Thank you for these delicious chestnuts.
Well, if you come back another day, I'll make you some pine nut panayettes that will blow your mind.
I can't wait to taste them.
That sounds good.
Jeez, how could you beat me?
Oh no, the poor flower! We must rescue the world flower!
Great! You have recovered a golden seed. These are the most special seeds and can only be planted on Corellia Island. Unfortunately, Corellia has been completely cut off. You will have to find a way to get there.
So, MacGuffin that we can't use right now. Got it. Regal Moon. Aww. I love this guy. He's so charming. Bye-bye. Aw. I love that guy. I wish the N-Gage had had, like, some degree of success. Nintendo or Sony competitor? There's no universe where that would have happened, as far as I'm concerned. But it should have at least, you know... should have at least been more successful than it was. Oh yeah, much more powerful than the GBA, but the GBA has Super Mario and Metroid and Donkey Kong and, you know, N-Gage. Sure, it had Red Faction, but you know, Red Faction wasn't exactly a big name thing. It had Sonic, but the Sonic game was what you could already get on the Game Boy Advance for probably cheaper. Like, I'm not dismissing the N-Gage. I can just see why the N-Gage didn't take off, and that's... But while it had games and it had good games, everybody's impression of it was that it was weak. And the only people who knew better than that were the people who actually had one in their hands and played, like, the mind-blowing Tony Hawk's or Lara Croft ports, you know, and actually saw how powerful it was. The general public assumed that it was going to be weak and pathetic. It failed because it failed because of the expectations of customers, because Nokia had only put out things that were weak. Sushi Sunshine is here. Sushi Sunshine is here.
Sushi Sunshine, Sushi Sunshine, Sushi Sunshine. 絶対知らない。何これ?
Because people expected, like, Nokia's like game playing functionality to be shit because of previous, like, mobile phones they'd put out. What Nokia could have done to, like, change people's opinions and expectations on the N-Gage would be, one, to have a Metal Gear Solid on it, like, from the get-go. To work with Konami to get, like, Metal Gear Solid on it. Metal Gear Solid, like a complete port. That would have been something. That would have got people interested in the N-Gage. Or like a 3D Sonic and not like a 2D Sonic. Like, there are things that would have got people interested. Yeah, the topic came up. I think Jacob was the one that kind of started the discussion about N-Gage. And then he left. very least, a classic like Resident Evil. Like, there was a cell phone Resident Evil game called The Missions. Resident Evil 3D The Missions that was released for cell phones. Something like that would have definitely gotten people interested. Oh, I grabbed them when they're underneath the... Okay, good to know. Can I go on it the other way around? Yeah, I can. Okay. To get the stars I missed. Whoa! Culling. Holy culling, Batman. I was interested in it when it came out, but I couldn't, you know, I was a teenager with basically no money who had already bought a PSP, essentially, right? You know, I couldn't really afford PSP games, and I mostly pirated. I couldn't justify an N-Gage at that time. And then when I got one in the sort of time I was at uni, I tried to get, you know, copied games to work on it and couldn't. Regrettable! Ah! Right. Regrettable. Yeah, I think there was something about they had to be in the right format and they had to be in the right location, and you had to have like a certain micro SD card that was a certain type, and there were micro SD cards being marketed as compatible for N-Gage, and they actually weren't. I remember having a lot of issue with the SD cards that I bought not being compatible. Because on Amazon they said, oh yeah, N-Gage QD compatible, and they weren't. I remember having a lot of issues in regards to that. Does it have a time limit? Yeah. So you can't just grab it and then just go back earlier in the level. Yeah. Wait, what? I'm sorry, but if there's a game available on the mobile phone and it's called Harem Adventures, I'm not expecting it to be a Prince of Persia clone. I'm expecting it to be smut. It plays more games than you idiots have brain cells. This is how. My life got fucked up so bad. I made a shortcut now. Cool. All right, okay. That's kind of funny. Wait, Game Loft! On the N gauge? Ah! Game Loft making games on the N gauge. My curiosity is piqued. The Ouya. Yeah, the Ouya's marketing was not great. Like, the lady who showed off the Ouya at a presentation held it in a brown paper bag like it was alcohol. You know. Anything in here? No? Oh, well, now I feel stupid for coming here. Yeah, there's nothing special about it, she said. I remember that. It's like, gee, that's gonna make people want to buy your system. There's nothing special about it. Oh, no. Oh, come on. I can get through those bars. And I'm fat as fuck. Yeah, make your own games, share your own games. Like, and the Android support, like, it's a fantastic idea. And it was the only way for a long time that you could play the Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 Christian Whitehead ports on, like, a big TV. That's our exit. We're missing something. Oh, well. The hail is really annoying. I'm not coming back to this level right away. Bonus game! Welcome to bonus game! When Kotamanagi is ready, press kick, punch, chop, or block. But only when Kotamanagi is ready. The YouTube of game making has yet to take off, as not many people seem to be interested in making video games. I'm struggling to follow. You mean like people showing off their game development? Or do you mean like, the general public not making video games? I mean, if anything, there's even more people than ever making video games. There's also a lot of people just, like, putting out just shite. Mass-produced, asset-flipped shite. Right, the general public isn't making video games en masse. Yeah, because it's still a lot of work to make video games. Even with all the tools that exist out there and, you know, now vibe coding with ChatGPT. I really have no excuse not to get into game development myself. Been putting together a treatment for Eco Collector. But I keep having, like, other game ideas. I'm like, man, Eco Collector's a good idea and all. But I want to make a game where you just collect costumes and then model them. It's like, oh, so basically what I want to make is like America's Next Top Model. I can't stick to like one idea and just work on one idea. Invisible wall. You can't do this to me. I'm from Dracamar. Good for you. Yeah, destroy the sandcastle. I'm that monster that comes to the beach and destroys everybody's sandcastle. Can't attack it from behind. Ah. Oh! Can I shoot their projectiles back? Right, okay. Got it. Shoot their projectiles back at them. Must see area in the middle of nowhere that clearly is not where I'm supposed to go. Must explore. Cliffside. Must explore high area. No! You can't do this to me! Then again, people have made some shite YouTube videos. I can remember one video that seemed pointless. There was a blank screen with a narrator asking, chips or mash? Chips or mash? Chips or mash? Care Bear? That sounds vaguely familiar. Oh man, I remember the star rating. The reason YouTube gave, I think, in the end for taking the star rating out was because people only ever gave things one star or 5 star. So there was no point in having a star rating system. Because people only ever use the extremes anyway. So there's a lot of freedom over here to sort of explore. No visible wall here. Aha! Must tree that randomly has collision, unlike the other trees in the game. Must get higher. Somewhere even higher, ramblers are. I feel so high. But I must come down. Must behave. Well, nowadays there's no thumbs down button. Well, there's a thumbs down button, but there's no thumbs down count. You can reinstate it with a browser plugin, and it is somewhat accurate. So that information is still being provided by YouTube. It's just they've blocked the general public from being able to see it. Mainly because big companies got upset that their new project announcements were getting downvoted. Which, you know, if you actually put out things people want, they wouldn't downvote you. Like, if you don't want people to trash your announcement, announce something that people actually want. What's over here? Yahoo! Up we come. Ooh. Oh, cool. There's a lot of variety in this game. It does enough, like, new and fresh things. Sort of keep itself relevant. It does strike me as Western Bakeru. Boys love the sound of birds singing, even when they're smashing into me and dealing damage. Oh, come on. That doesn't go all the way down to water level. Oh, if you crouch there, that counts as being too deep in the water. Okay. That's obviously on me. If you're in shallow water and you crouch, that can be enough. So I'm curious if there's anywhere around here that will trigger when I crouch. Yeah. You can jump into a water trigger above. Interesting. That activated the checkpoint further in the level as well. I got high enough vertically. So just again for P-Toon's benefit. If you jump there, it's an insta-kill. Might want to adjust the colliders. The graphics look like a Dreamcast game. Yeah, I get PS2. It's definitely at least PS3 era because of the bloom, but like aesthetically, Dreamcast and PS2. Aesthetically, I'm getting like Nappletale and Ape Escape 2 and 3. It does remind me a lot of Bakeru.
Have you seen a tiny Ninot? Small as a chickpea? He's my best friend. He always helps me. Everything is very difficult when you're
Pen,
so
I
big
can, yeah.
like me.
The bright colors,
I
for sure.
always break everything with these hands of mine.
I'm sure you'll find him soon. Don't worry.
Was he meant to shrink? I guess so. That looks so stand-onable. I must go for that. I must go for that. Yes! Okay. Speedrun tech! Doesn't actually provide any benefit by the looks of things. Does look super cool though. Run across the grooves here. You get really fast when you run against this wall. Yes! Up on top of here, wherever this is. Cool. I should probably try, you know, going back, though. There's a square of what looks like water collision there. Yeah, it is. There's a square of water floating there. Semi out of bounds back there. presumably the edge of this body of water. Yeah, B, why can't you just play video games properly? Why do you have to do this? YOLO. Can she not swim? No. I haven't seen her swim at all. Okay, this is the rooftop I got to. Those spawn faster than I could collect them. I was hoping for some collision on top of there. Nah. So that was the one that I already got. Okay. Cool. Just making sure I cover all the ground. I feel like this game probably has a lot of really cool speedrun tech. I might suggest this to Garlips as a potential like speedrun tech game, because some of the platforming in this really lends itself to like long distance jumping. Like fancy platforming, and I know that he enjoys like fancy platforming. That not a oh no, it was. I got it. No collision on that. Oh, no invisible wall there. You can run right to the back. Let's do that again. I want to get a proper look at that. So that wall is... Oh. you can get kind of stuck there. The game does do like a thing where it makes you jump. It forces you to jump if you get stuck. Just out of curiosity, is this game Japanese? No. So P-Toon Studio, I want to say somewhere in Europe, but I could be quite wrong. I will actually look that up for you. P-Toons and 3Cat. Spanish. P-Toons is from Barcelona. And 3Cat are Catalan, which explains why this game has a large Catalan influence. So yeah, when I call this European Bakeru, that's actually not... That's not a, like, far-out comparison. No way, that's kind of fitting. Wait a second, this isn't the 2007 Hyundai Sonata. It's not? Then what am I playing? Hey, OS. Yeah, Hyundai. It's a Korean word, so you pronounce it that way instead of Hyundai, like it would be if it was Japanese. It's like Hyundai, isn't it? Gotcha. Stay cleansed, idiot. Is Hyundai making a game console? Not that I'm aware of. But if they did, I'd certainly look at it twice. Hey, Draven. Welcome to Dracamar. I don't think KFC was ever serious. Hyundai. Ugh. No. That's so wrong. That's criminal. There go the Monkey Balls. Miss them. Okay, there's not much point in coming back here, but you can. There's just not much point. Gotcha. Yes, silly buggers. This game is just such a vibe. It's such a vibe. Alright, I'm gonna go this grind rail first. Nice! At least I got all of these for the first time since level 1. Hyundai, yeah? I mean, that's how they say it in, like, the most recent, like, television advert. Okay, no collision on this. I was kind of hoping I could use it to maybe, like, get on top of one of these rooftops. To be fair, there's this as well, but there's no collision on those door frames. There's an O sound. That sound or, and another sound's R. I'm gonna give up trying to pronounce it then. Fuck. Mr. Golden Ring. Hyundai? I only just learned how to pronounce IKEA in Swedish. I'm missing a seed. I'm missing a Gillian seed. A little bit of clipping going on down there. Gap under a rock. Yeah, I'm one of those guys, alright? That points these things out. I know, I'm truly horrible. Ooh, paths. Is this a shop? Calamar seeds. Ooh, boss. Big and small problems. Oh, we met him earlier. Wait. Hold on. The company that makes headphones. I'm sorry, is their name Evil? Ah, no collision! Ah, ha, ha, ha. You fuckers! Invisible wall. You ruined my fun. You ruined my fun. No. Oh, what's down here? The invisible wall extends down here too. Really? Woo. So, Hyundai. Like, da, 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 I'm the son of rage and love. The Jesus of Korea. Ah, ha, ha! No! Hyundai, as in like Green Day, right? I know it didn't make a lot of sense. I've been at this for over 2 hours. I'm fully aware that I am flagging now. Not all my funny jokes are gonna land. Sumi Masori. It's okay. Yeah, it didn't make much sense. Anyway, like I fully accept. Flagging, yes, it's a term in like what sport is it? Where if you're tired, you're flagging. Ah! I think it's a sports metaphor. Origin of the word flagging. No, not slagging. Origin of the word flagging. F-L-A-G-G-I-N-G. It's not from sports. It's related to birds. To flicker, flutter, or hang loose. Or from flakir, to become flaccid or soft. Originally to describe something flapping loosely in the wind. Huh. No, not bird watching. Like a bird's wings when they get tired. Flagging and flaccid are related terms. Quite possibly. If they share the same French root, then yes. Come at me. Come at me, bro. Oh, come on. Little one. There's a little one. That's interesting, being able to get him up on a platform that he shouldn't be able to get on. That's kind of fun. Let's do it again. Bounce! Oh, that didn't quite work how I had hoped. This battle theme is very like Donkey Kong Country. There we go. Take that.
How fortunate that we've met again. Thank you for helping Daraka be a peaceful place again.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness! What happened to us? I was completely possessed by an endless rage.
Oh,
Not recently. I'm not actively looking now until I do something about my hoarding problem, which I'll openly admit to having.
What the?
Yeah, it's
No way.
absolutely zero monster. I shouldn't be drinking an energy drink this late at night. Huh. It is what it is, I guess. Big and small problems. Transform giant and little one back. Achievement unlocked. Just pretend it's my time. Well, like, +5 on mine. So, like, 4 a.m. Wait, there's no way it's 4 a.m. I think I'm +5. little stars, how I love them. Pirate hat. Pirate costume. A bottle of milk. Unlikely with my lactose intolerance, but I get what you're saying. I love the moons in this. They're so cute. They're easily my favorite character, hands down. We'll stick with Kaliu. How bad is my lactose intolerance? Bad enough that it can make my stomach bad for like up to 3 days. If I have like a shit ton of lactose, it can really mess me up. I didn't used to have a lactose intolerance, and then, you know. Oh, I need the 3. Oh. I need the other seed from this level. I need to go back into this level. No more noppers. Nut allergy got worse after the COVID jab. Look, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, right? But I don't remember my lactose intolerance being so bad until after the jab. And also, that could just be you don't remember, you don't realize, you know, which is always a component to consider. It can be just that you don't remember, or you hadn't noticed it. So I'm not going to automatically accuse, but I didn't notice the lactose intolerance until after that. So seed number 2's got to be back in the town, right? So I got seed number 1. I had ice cream last night. I shouldn't have. I was like, I really feel like ice cream. I'm gonna have ice cream. And it was such a bad move. Because I felt like shit today. All these squares, and I feel like maybe there's a secret I'm missing involving these. ones who fell right before the very end. So you wouldn't want that new Japanese Domino's. There was one before that was like a cheese supreme. Like, I feel like that one is the return of a classic pizza. 'Cause I remember hearing about a cheese pizza with like 20 pounds of cheese in it like 10 or more years ago. Yeah. No, that would make you very ill. There is no way anybody should eat that much cheese. Now, granted, if it's like made from like goat milk or whatever, it would be fine because goat milk doesn't have lactose in it. If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but goat milk doesn't have lactose in it, right? Or it might be less lactose. I need to set up an LLM bot that runs locally on my machine where I can go, hey, Echo. And then, like, Echo would pop up on screen, and then I would ask a question, and it would Google it for me. And then, you know, text-to-speech. I should vibe code that. Ah, it's goat cheese, specifically. Wow, Oaz. What amazing insight. Not getting on that little clip there. Bum bum ba da da bum bum ba da da dun da da dun dun da da ba da da dun da dun dun da da. Whee! Into the drink. Don't delete it. Those spelling mistakes are gorgeous. I'm gonna try and read it like chills. Number 15, Burger King foot fungus. I cook a microwavable hamburger. I and it co-as with one slick cheese. But I put 2 extra sliced cheeses in for that extra cheesiness that makes you unable to spell properly. I cook a microwavable hamburger. Sephiroth. Thanks. I needed that. That actually cheered me up. Thank you. Hamburger. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a platform or something that I'm missing. That was when Escape Route said Bogen Scheissen, which made which made Sushi Sunshine 2000 laugh maniacally. With a capital L and several ats, followed by another capital L. As at this rooftop. Sushi Sunshine. I'm just thinking about, you know, how drastically bad Chills could pronounce your name. It's like, I could imagine him saying Sunshine. Sushi Ryoff. How would you pronounce my name, Mr. Chills? Okay, let's see. According to user O's 8072, the advertisement used to say, Mr. Sheen shines in seconds. But the advert used to disturb little children who used to watch the television, so they had to change Mr. Sheen to make him more appropriate for television. Whoa! I am pulling a blank on where this third seed could be. Oh, this was the corner right. They replaced Mr. Sheen with Mr. Stupid Poopid, who had previously been the mascot for Colgate. Mr. Stupid Poopid. Stupid Poopid was something I said during the, I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough, and Oaz latched onto it, and I totally understand why. Because it's so typical, like, ERB nonsense. Mr. Stupid Poopid is a fiend to children. A friend to... How do... Stupid Poopid is a fiend to children. Fiend. I have no idea where the second seed is. I'm gonna try getting all the circles and see what happens. Oh, you take damage if you hit that. Good to know. Missed it. That's like near the start of the level. Whoa, sorry, what? Hold on. Think I can chills shice than that? You just pushed like a bunch of random keys. All right. I'll do it, but then you have to promise that you'll do your homework. Okay. A body has been discovered. I am throwing a blank where this last seed could be. Chill Scheissen, some German song lyrics. Ernten, fast veer, sayin, dumos. I don't know where that other seed is, but I might need to find it in order to progress. Depends. Can I progress this way? I can. No. Happy Witches' Night. Happy Night of the Walpurgis. Well, I usually watch Bible Black to celebrate Walpurgis Nacht. Because, you know. It's all part of that, innit? When you pick your nose, but you get poo on your finger instead of bogies, that's a bogen scheißen. It is, yes. Where is that? You know what? There's square platforms throughout the level with X's on. And I'm gonna see if I can find what's meant to, like... Right. Do you think it could be one of those? What if I have to knock every single one of those X's into the ground? I can believe it. I can believe it as a possibility. That I have to smash every single one of those X's, and then the last one would lead to the seed that's missing. I'm gonna give it a go. Do you reckon I can host that that paste on GitHub along with my website? Depends if I'm allowed to direct access GitHub with Nightbot. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to. I don't have to do that section again. Just going for the X platforms. That's got to be the answer. Yeah, if you press B to talk to this guy, I feel like this bug when you hit him and he shrinks, I think that's a bug. Alright, one seed is on that rooftop. That's the seed I already have. So the Linux root exploit. Wait, what? Wait, what? Has an exploit for Linux kernel been found? Which kernel? Should I be concerned? Well, actually, to be fair, I switched back the Windows on my gaming laptop. Because compatibility just isn't there yet for, like, Jackbox and stuff. Not, like, perfectly. Yeah, that's where our other seed is. For sure, it's one of those platforms. Holy shit. So, is this another case of, like, someone using AI to find this stuff? Because a lot of 0 days now, I feel like AIs are responsible for discovering them. Every modern Linux host is vulnerable to a very easy to exploit bug called copyfail that gives the root access to anyone with access to the device. This issue would allow someone who already has access to a Linux system, for example, through a compromised account or service, to gain full administrative... Wow! Holy fuck! Explain that one to the Linux is invincible. People. Holy shit. I just wonder how these things get found. I was with everybody when I called Linux, like, invincible. There we go, that's the seed I'm missing. I may now progress. It's weird that progression is blocked behind getting all the seeds in this level in particular. But I accept that it did require me to think. And being made to think is good. It moved! It always moves! Crazy. A Linux exploit. Wow. It's just one of those things that you never think is gonna happen. And like every existing like Linux version out there is at risk. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Well, fingers crossed they can deal with it. Oh man, the Theo Joe video on this is going to be insane. A lighthouse by the sea. Sure, we'll do one more. One more level. Because I am enjoying myself a lot, as I expected to. I knew Calamar was going to be good. Yes! Well recognized. Also dead. Well recognized. This I did play during the Steam Next Fest demos. Yep. Well recognized. Oh, in this level we've got a shooting mechanic. Shoot. I'm sorry, what did that rabbit say? Big girl. That's what I heard. He's not a rabbit, he's an Okie. Big girl. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, these sunflowers are so fucking cute! I know what you heard. I know what you think you heard. What? The words you said made no sense to me. So I'm gonna say good for you or sorry that happened. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da. Monkey balls. Monkey cheese. Monkey balls. This music sound. Oh, hey! The paste bin is working again. am I getting over there? Da, 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 da. I love how Italian this level's music sounds. I think it's the accordion and the chords. How dare he send his monkeys here? How do I get to that? No, even with a long jump and 2 spins, a long double jump and 2 spins, there's no way you can make it to that. No. It's too far. Come. Wow. A fake one, and I took damage, and I've missed one. Huh. Well, I'm gonna go back and look for it. Yeah, there's some things over here I haven't done. Open up. This really is like Spanish and Catalan Bequeru, and I'm all for it. Hey! That got me to the seed. But I've still missed a gold collectible. Let's go back and take another look. Da, 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 da. Haven't missed anything back here. Not that I can see. Okay. What about over here? Yeah, there's stuff over here I haven't seen yet. Oh, my eyes are getting sore again. This... I know we already decided this would be the last level, but it's the last level for tonight. There we go. There's collectible number 1. Jeez. Well, you can't say these things aren't, you know, well hidden. And they require some pretty good platforming to reach. I rescued the bunnies. Now what? What's that? A sense of pride and accomplishment. Ah! I didn't see the gap in the platforms. How well signposted was that? Oh, if you're focusing on the bees, not so much. Definitely still on me, though. Real? Real. There's no targeting reticle. I'm getting like a little bit of Grandma got run over by a reindeer out of this background music. Grandma run over by a reindeer, but it's something such thing as reindeer. But me and Grandma we believe, or whatever. That's what I'm getting out of this piece of music. I'm getting stir crazy now. Gonna pour yourself a diesel. You drink that shit? Oh, 2 parts cola and 3 parts beer. From my experience, it tastes nice, but like it leaves such a thick, scummy shitness in the vessel that you put it in, like the glass or whatever. It leaves such a thick, scummy, like, beer smegma behind in the glass. Like, it's fine, it tastes good, but like the residue it leaves behind is not pleasant. I'm all about the old-fashioned Moscow Mule, which is red wine and Coca-Cola. The worse the wine, the better the Coke. That's how you have to set it up. So if you've got really nasty red wine, then you have to make sure you're using Coca-Cola to balance it out. Get yourself a really scummy, almost like vinegary red wine, like a really nasty one. Is that what Bucky's is? I thought Bucky's was more just like a tonic wine. I've never had Bucky's, so I don't actually know. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I'm referring to a scummy wine. Buckfast is very much an acquired taste. I know a person that goes mad for Bucky's. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Matt Internet is a Buckfast drinker. And also a maniac, so I assumed that that's just like part of being a Buckfast drinker. Oh, there's a magnet there, okay. It's like, how do I get over there? Use your eyes. ERB, use your eyes. Oh, there's a hang mechanic! It took me up until now to realize. There we go. Level done. Bonus? No bonus. No bounds round. Build the bridge. Need 5. Oh, they're like another level then. Get 20 Oki shields. Oh, Tatanet stage. Okay. So there's some in the Tatanet stage, presumably. Well, I could deposit the 2 I've got. 5. That's enough for the bridge, isn't it? Sunday market. Well, I'm going to bring that to a close for now because we're coming up to midnight and we've been going for over 3 hours. I do have work tomorrow. Admittedly, it's in the evenings. There's, you know, plenty of time, but still, I like to get to bed at sort of a reasonable time if I've got work the following day. So I am going to take this opportunity to bounce. But I will say before I go, thank you again, P-Toon Studio and 3Cat, for the opportunity to play Dracamar. I have had access to this game for a month, but due to embargo, I've not been able to show it. I decided to keep my first experience to the live stream so that people actually get my first impressions. And if you like what you see, the game is now out on Steam. It came out today. Let's see. It is 10% off. It is currently at £15 and 7 pence in UK. And I mean, at that price, yeah, it's an easy recommend. I think $20 is pretty solid for this, all things considered. And I'm not just saying that because I was provided a key. I'm saying that because it is a very, very fair price for a game of this length, especially a brand new IP from a studio that up until now has only worked on licensed games, is now working on something that is more wholly their own. You love to see it. Yeah, at that price, it's an easy recommend. So if you like what you see, add it to your wish list, and yeah, it comes highly recommended, and not just because I was provided a copy. It comes recommended because it's actually good. So please do check it out. Until next time, if we live that long, take care. Bye-bye for now.